All right, as promised, let's go back to our leading story now, where students are continuing with their protests at the Walter Sisulu University. And our reporter, Nkululeko Nyembezi, is there and joins us now for an update. Nkululeko, a very good afternoon to you. So we saw, of course, what happened after that bail application for the said accused there. What is the latest now? We understand that the protests have actually started once again.
Thank you very much, Alicia. Yes, of course, this protest started again because they were saying that their call for justice will not come to an end anytime soon if the court doesn't review the granting of the bail to the accused who was facing charges of murder, attempted murder, and possession of unlicensed firearm, who happened to be an employee here at this university. When we came back, in fact, the court granted them a bail of 500 rand per suspect. Then we heard news that these students have started to do this. They are blockading the road, they are pelting stones with the police. They want to blockade the N2 road again, but police managed to make sure that they control the situation. But now I'm joined by the spokesperson of police here in the Eastern Cape, Brigadier Nobuntu Gantana, who's going to maybe tell us more. For sure, we're seeing this happening now again. Maybe what can you tell us? Are you maybe going to maintain law and order or right through?
Good afternoon, Nkululeko. As the SAPS, we still have deployed the public order policing unit, and they are still here. They are still stationed here at the Walter Sisulu University to ensure that we maintain law and order and that the students do not go onto the N2, which is the main road, so that they can distract the traffic there.
So you must be very shocked because they were granted bail just a few hours ago and then we're back to square number one.
That is also our shock, Nkululeko. So that is why we have decided that we will remain and that our units will remain stationed here until we are certain that everything is back to normal and that law and order has been maintained at the campus and in the surrounding areas.
Maybe one at home would like to know how is the state of the situation of those 4 police officers that were reported to be injured?
The 4 police members that were injured yesterday, they are recovering well. They were treated and they were released yesterday, so they are still at home and they are recovering well.
Thank you very much. That's the spokesperson for the police here in the Eastern Cape, Brigadier Nobuntu Gantana, just really telling us more on what is actually going to happen, because it seems as if these students here will continue to do what they are doing. We've seen a number of police being deployed in this university. But just a minute ago, we saw a group of about 10, including those that were arrested, that were given bail. They were going back. Maybe they will brief the other students about the bail conditions, because there were bail conditions that were set out by the magistrate court, including that they need not to come closer to the N2. They must not bend tires. They must stop pelting stones to the passing cars and also to the police, etc. Those are the bail conditions that were set out by the magistrate court here. We hope that maybe they will give explanation to other students and tell them about the significance of bail, of contravening with the bail conditions, if I may put that way. But I must also say, Alicia, that we spoke to the SRC member or the representative secretary of SRC here at Walter Sisulu. He was saying that, they have the bail have been granted, but the issues are still there, and they will continue to do what they are doing until that bail application, that bail that was granted to this suspect is being reviewed by NPA and by the court of law. We don't know what's going to happen next, but we'll keep on watching the situation.
Nkululeko, please help us understand, has this fresh round of protests now not hindered on lessons as well as schooling at the university at this stage?
Yeah, it is disrupted, of course. We spoke to one of the students yesterday. He was telling me that they are left behind. In fact, they are really behind by 6 weeks in terms of teaching and learning at this university. And then he was really worried and traumatized. Remember, he's a guy who's from other provinces. As much as those from Limpopo, from KwaZulu-Natal, they are worried. And they are, even those who are from maybe here in the Eastern Community rural areas, because they cannot stay without being really get those services that were supposed to be getting from the university. So they were saying, no, it's too much now. They have been here. And then some of them, they were saying they are regretting themselves for being part and parcel of this university as students.
Nkululeko, I mean, you've been speaking to, of course, law enforcement representatives outside of the university. What has been the reaction at this stage since the fresh round of protests by management?
Come again, Alicia?
What is management of the university saying pertaining to the fresh round of protests, Nkululeko?
Very quiet, very quiet. We tried to locate them. They were nowhere to be found, but we keep on trying to get hold of them. That's a question that we were asking. You remember yesterday, King Nkululeko had to come in to intervene and cool down the situation here because it was really out of control. Then the king came here and then spoke to the students. Then they really calmed down, and then the situation was a little bit better than in the early hours of the morning yesterday. So we're still waiting for the response. We're still waiting for the leadership, local leaders here in the Mthatha area. But we received a statement from government yesterday. They were condemning what is going on here, condemning the violent protests, condemning all what was going on. Because we remember that 4 police officers were injured during that confrontation between students and the police. So they were condemning that. We hope that maybe they will intervene and resolve the impasse between students, management and the police, as we can see.
All right, we're going to keep tracking those developments. Thank you so much for that live update to SABC News reporter there, Nkululeko Nyembezi, joining us right outside of the Walter Sisulu University, where we understand the students have begun a fresh protest due to the suspect there earlier being granted bail.